top focus remains the Bangladesh election results. Bangladesh Nationalist Party, led by Tarique Rahman, has claimed victory in the election.
And this is the first since the 2024 uprising that led to the collapse of the Sheikh Hasina government. And according to unofficial results, the alliance led by BNP has a strong lead with victories in 212 constituencies.
The Islamist-led coalition headed by Jamaat-e-Islami has won 70 constituencies. Meanwhile, independent candidates and other parties have collectively won around 6 seats.
Now, the results are not official and counting continues. Elections were held for 299 of the 300 seats due to the death of one candidate.
A referendum was also held on political reforms, including prime ministerial term limits, stronger checks on executive power and other safeguards to prevent parliamentary power consolidation. The Election Commission even said that nationwide turnout in Bangladesh's 13th parliamentary elections was 60.69%.
And well, to discuss more, we have with us Mr. Sabir Mustafa, who is a journalist and former head of BBC Bangla service. He's joining us from Dhaka. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, it's a big day for Bangladesh Nationalist Party re-entering this political forefront, and especially for Tarique Rahman, 18 years of exile and coming back with a big win. How do you analyze this?
Well, I mean, it's been 25 years since the BNP won an election in Bangladesh, 2001, and that time they won a two-thirds majority as well. So now Tarique Rahman, who had to leave the country in 2007 because of various factors, and it was the military which forced him to leave the country. So for him to come back and then sweep to such a victory, it's not only a vindication of his personal leadership and also the legacy of his mother, Khaleda Zia, who was prime minister 3 times, and also his father, who was president and former army chief as well, and founder of his party. So what he's done is that he's proved that his party is not beholden to the Islamist Jamaat-e-Islami. A lot of people thought that BNP was too closely aligned with the Jamaat, yes, and that would be their downfall. But he's proved that without the Jamaat, he can perform an electoral victory. But of course, we have to keep in mind that this was a kind of an open field, because the Awami League, BNP's main rival for many years, has not been in the field because they've been banned from participating in elections.
Mr. Mustafa, second question to you in 2 parts. One, if you can quickly explain to us the formation of the government ahead, one. And second, in your view, what do you think did not work for the Gen Z youth, for that matter, the NCP that had allied with the Jamaat-e-Islami?
Well, firstly, the BNP's government will be very much a mixture of their past ministers. They were, sort of loyal stalwarts of her mother, Khaleda Zia. They will be there in the cabinet. But Tarique Rahman will choose some younger, newer faces as well. Now, we don't know what who those faces would be, because in Bangladesh, we don't have a system of a shadow cabinet or a clear-cut foreign minister or a finance minister in waiting, that kind of thing. Only we know who the prime minister would be. So, but we expect it will be quite a kind of moderate government, and the finance ministry will be headed by someone who will be committed to economic reforms, and the foreign ministry will certainly be with someone who is a moderate in foreign policy and who will be keen to improve relationship with India, for instance. And of course, and someone who can maintain a good relationship with the US. That would be also very crucial. As far as the student-led party, the NCP, is concerned, when the party was formed, a lot of people thought the party would create a lot of buzz and have a lot of traction. But the leaders of the party proved themselves to be pretty immature in politics. And many of them got into making money and stuff like that, aligning themselves with businessmen and other business deals. So they quickly lost any kind of credibility they had as the leaders of the revolution against Sheikh Hasina. And the party was in danger of becoming marginalized. And which is why they went into this alliance with Jamaat to basically use Jamaat's organization and votes to gain some seats in parliament, which they have done. I think they're going to have 4 or 5 or 6 leaders in parliament, and which they would not have gained if they had not aligned with Jamaat this time. So it's a story of failure, really. But this is the first time election. The NCP now has a few MPs, and maybe in the next election, through more experience, maybe they will be able to fight the next election on their own rather than as a coalition member with Jamaat.
Right. And let's also talk about Tarique Rahman here, 18 years of exile. And, well, if I must also note, a male prime minister after almost a decade or two. What is that held? Absolutely. What is that actually led for Tarique Rahman to actually gain that kind of traction? Especially, you mentioned, of course, my colleague also mentioned the youth protests that really took over so much. What is it that really pushed Tarique Rahman into getting this kind of majority?
Well, Tariq's popularity or his standing in the party is basically a reflection of his family connection. I mean, he's the party leader because he's Khaleda Zia's son. It's a dynastic party, just like the Congress in India, for instance, or the Awami League in Bangladesh, that the leader's son or daughter, will lead the party. Now, and the party members, they want someone to carry the legacy of the party founder, Zia Rahman, and then Khaleda Zia. So this is what they look for. And Tarique Rahman delivered that he carries the legacy of the party leaders. And therefore, he commanded absolutely universal loyalty from party rank and file. Even the more senior leaders who may not have been too happy with some of Tarique's activities during the last time BNP were in power in 2001 and 2002, 2006, even they acknowledged that the party's future lay with Tarique Rahman. And since coming back, he has projected an image of a reformed man, of a modern, democratic, tolerant guy. That is 17 years in the UK has changed him because usually people saw him as a corrupt, power-hungry young man. But this year they saw a totally different Tarique Rahman, and he spoke in a different kind of language. His whole demeanor was different from all other political leaders. So the youth thought, many youth, BNP youth, and as well as people outside BNP felt that here was a leader who is probably trying to change the style of politics, maybe the substance as well. So they have put their faith in Tarique Rahman to change the political culture of the country.
Right, and also, if I may ask, what could be the possible, hurdles or problems that he has to overcome, into giving more faith to the people there, and also what's next for Muhammad Yunus, the interim, leader there?
Well, Muhammad Yunus, obviously, he has to leave office because the new, party has been elected to parliament, and they will take oaths very soon, within the next couple of days, and then the new government will be formed. So Yunus will have to leave office, but at least he's delivered a peaceful, a credible election, although it was not inclusive because Awami League and some other parties were kept out of the election, but still it was peaceful and the voting went properly. So he can say that I did my job, so I can exit honorably. So that's Yunus. And Tarique Rahman's biggest challenge immediately will be the law and order situation. He has to, bring some order in the country. And also the economy. That will be his another headache because the economy is totally stagnant. Unemployment is going up. Investment is practically nil. The growth has, gone into practically into negative territory because when you take inflation into account. So that's a big headache for him. Getting the economy back on track, getting employment up, and putting money back into people's pockets. So these are these big challenges. But also, he has so many challenges. He has to restore relationship with India, which has been practically non-existent for the last year and a half. So that's a major challenge for him. And the Yunus government recently signed a trade deal with the US. So he has to look at that and what his government has to deliver on that. And it's not going to be easy, but it's a very tough trade deal for Bangladesh. So he has he does have a lot of challenges ahead of him.
Right.
He will celebrate today, but he won't be celebrating tomorrow, let's say.
Well, of course he will be. Well, thank you so much. That was Mr. Sabir Mustafa, journalist joining us from Dhaka. Thank you so much for giving us all your insights regarding this.
Thank you.